friends, welcome. It is Rachel here, and today I am doing a scrapbook layout for Scrapbook Nerd for our crop weekend. This is so exciting. We are doing a crop weekend that is themed to throwbacks. So there's going to be multiple challenges throughout the day, and actually I am near the end of the day, so there have been lots of challenges already that you can participate in throughout the weekend and enjoy and win prizes and all of the things. Mine is to use something old. I know this is kind of a weird take on throwback, but it's all about using up old things or reinventing old things. So, what I am reinventing is I took this ripped piece of paper from an old magazine that I just have in like my craft room that I can use for crafting, and I am using that as part of my background and layering, and I could use so many more things. I could use old packaging. I could cut out different things from magazines. I could use like letters and create a title. There are so many different ways you could go with this. I was even considering, I have like this book that I use for art journaling, like an old novel that I just got from the thrift store. And I was going to pull a page out of there, but then I thought of this magazine idea and I went with that. And so that's what my challenge is today. And you can go enter the challenge on the Scrapbook Nerd Facebook page if you want to participate and maybe win some prizes. And there's so many other challenges. Some of the other ones are scrap lifting an old layout of yours, or scrapbooking a project or a picture that is an old photo, so maybe you when you were a kid. So there's so many different ways you could go with this. So I definitely encourage you to go check out the Facebook page if you want to be a part of that. So I am using, other than the papers, I am using all Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. I adore this collection. I love it so much. And the paper, I don't have the papers yet. They're still making their way to me. So I just grabbed some papers from my stash that I believe are from Marigold, if I remember correctly. And I just have this like little strip of paper that I'm going to use and just line up a few of these scraps. And that's kind of going to be my background and gives me a place to put my photo. And as you can see, I've started on the layers as well, using up some of those scraps. I actually made a Coptic bound book, so there were some scraps because I had to cut the papers to a certain size, and then there were just all of these scraps. So I'm really glad that I got to use those up, because they were just sitting around. I obviously didn't use all of them, but I did use a good chunk of them, so that felt great. And now I'm just bringing out the products that I'm going to use, and I don't know where I am right now, probably plugging in my hot glue gun, because I always forget to plug in my hot glue gun before I start a project. I don't know, I always forget. I'm going to take out everything that I have left in the ephemera pack. I haven't used too much yet, so I still have quite a bit to choose from. And I am figuring out what I might be able to use in my layers. I really like to rough up each layer so that it gives it some texture, and I find that helps them stand out a little bit more when they have that kind of roughed up edge, and you can better see each layer a little bit better. So that's why I like to do that, adding a little doily from my stash because I can't help it on every single project. I love adding doilies. I'm going to try out a few tags. I don't remember. Oh yes, I don't use a tag, but I use this little piece. I like that. Again, going to use my scissors to rough up the edges a little bit, distress them, and going to add some embellishments. So this photo is actually me on my birthday. My husband got me these really awesome like gardening overalls or work overalls, and I thought they were so cool, and I love them. And yes, so that's what I was wearing in the picture. It was on my birthday. It doesn't really look like a birthday picture, but it was my birthday, May 2020. So we were like fully into this pandemic, and it was just me and my husband at home. He worked during the day because that is his busy time of year. He sells like outdoor lawn equipment for like farmers and stuff. So he was not closed down at this time. He never closed down during the pandemic because he is essential, because that's how we get our food. So it was a really weird birthday, but that's okay. May 2021 was also, excuse me, also a really weird birthday. In where I am, we had, well, I'm sure a lot of you listening, well, maybe not a lot of you, but some of you are also from Ontario, and we had our worst numbers yet in May. So that was not fun to have that kind of birthday, but you know what? It's all good because I have a feeling that May 2022 will be much better. At least I have some hope. Anyway, I didn't mean to get into pandemic stuff, but I was just talking about my birthday, and it's funny how some of us will have like double pandemic birthdays, and some of us will only have one, and some of us may have like, have had their birthday maybe in like September when numbers were really low and restrictions were loosened, and that would be lucky if you're a September birthday, because at least here where I am, we didn't have that bad of cases in September, and probably by September everything will be loosened up. Even August too. Wow. And then there's some of us in March, April, May, who, at least in my area, those were the worst months in both years. It's wild to think that it's gone on for more than 1 year, but those are the worst months, and so the birthdays were the worst. And Andy's birthday is in March as well, so anyway, I'm just rambling. I guess if you're in the beginning of March, just the end of March. I'm just thinking because Andy's birthday is March 20th. So it was just starting during his birthday. I think it was like the first weekend everything was closed was his birthday. Anyway, I'm rambling now. But I am just, adding the fun embellishments. I don't know, I didn't feel like I needed to theme it into anything particular. The fox has nothing to do with anything. The bunny has nothing to do with anything. And same with the butterfly. But I just thought it was cute. So I added it. That there's no rhyme or reason to it. And it's cool seeing old pictures like this because this was before renovations. We were actually really lucky to be able to get renovations done in our house in between when numbers were down. And yeah, so we knocked that whole wall down that I'm standing near. We knocked that down and it's all opened up and it's really, really lovely. I just showed you there I did a little bit of sewing. I did a little sewing on the side where all of those papers connect on the top right, and then a little bit of sewing on that XOXO. I always wish that I did sewing before I glued things down, but I just never know what I'm going to pick and then how it'll look and if it'll stay, and oh well, what can you do? I just added some black paint splatters, and now I'm going to add some clear stickers. And this video actually is coming to an end. I'm so sorry I rambled. I don't know, I just went on a tangent there, but I hope you enjoyed this process. Like I said, I'm going to leave all the links down below for Scrapbook Nerd and the Facebook page, and where you can participate in this fun crop weekend. This is my first weekend not working at my job. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I just recently quit my job that I worked overnights every single weekend. And this is my first weekend not working overnights. And also we're getting a kitten. So there are lots of exciting things happening in my life right now, and it's really cool. And so I'm really looking forward to the crop this weekend, just being at home, crafting, spending time with my kitty, all the things. Yeah, so just adding the last little embellishments with some of those clear stickers and the puffy stickers. And here is a close-up. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope it inspired you. All the links are down below, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!